afternoon. Before we start the event, we would like to greet all our participants who are with us today via Facebook Live and YouTube for the DOST Electronic Products Development Center or EPDC webinar. I am Nicole Chavez and I will be your moderator for today. Before we start, we would like to give everyone a brief overview about our institute, what we do, and some of the R&D projects we work on. So please watch this video. Again, a pleasant day to everyone. The EPDC webinar will talk about EPDC as a platform for inclusive innovation and collaboration. It will show how the EPDC, a one-stop shop and state-of-the-art facility, was designed to support, enable, and promote innovation in high-value electronic product development. This will then be followed by testimonials from the stakeholders. We would like to remind everyone that you may send us your questions to our resource speakers by typing them in the comment section. Our moderators will be relaying them to the speakers and will be responding real-time throughout the live stream. For everyone's reference, now flashed on the screen is our program for today. We will be talking about the EPDC or the Electronics Product Development Center, the EAPI or the Electronics Industries Association of the Philippines Incorporated, and the EPDC services and facilities such as the EPIC Garage, Electronic Product, Prototyping, and EMC and other tests, including testimonials from the customers. As we start, may we kindly invite everyone to watch the next AVP from EPDC. Here it is.
Accelerating innovation, pushing industry competitiveness, and elevating higher value-added activities and technologies are the driving forces behind the Electronics Product Development Center. The Electronics Product Development Center, or EPDC, is a core component in the Electronic Products Inclusive Innovation Center, or the EPIIC, which is an initiative intended to create opportunities and inclusivity through job creation and enterprise development. The facility was meant to upgrade the electronics value chain in the Philippines and envisioned to push the country from just being an assembler to becoming a designer, manufacturer, and marketer of our own electronic products. Product design and prototyping is usually outsourced to other countries due to the lack of local facilities. With the establishment of the EPDC, products can now be locally designed. It would then be faster to produce and create prototypes of electronic products, such as PCBs, resulting to a faster turnaround in production. The facility also fosters building local capability in design and prototyping through trainings and mentorship activities. True to its words of uplifting the value chain of the electronics industry in the country, the EPDC proudly offers you new testing services: product safety testing and immunity testing. With these new testing services, the EPDC aims to continue to strengthen the local electronics and semiconductor industry and put it in the global value chain map. In addition to this, the EPDC also prides itself of finally acquiring the ISO accreditation to the EMC testing service. With the ISO accreditation, EPDC is now recognized as a globally competent testing laboratory that is technically proficient and able to produce precise and accurate test and calibration data. A vast portion of the electronics industry sector will greatly benefit from these developments. These include electronics companies and other members of the supply chain, academic and other training institutions, engineering associations, government institutions, small and medium enterprises, venture capitalists, original equipment manufacturers, resellers, and independent designers. With these new developments in EPDC, the local electronics industry of the Philippines can be pushed towards global competitiveness. All these are made possible with the cooperation of various sectors in society. The Electronic Industries Association of the Philippines Incorporated represents the sector and advocates its needs, ensuring industry-led inputs are well considered in government-led efforts. The government sector is spearheaded by the Department of Science and Technology. With the setup of the EPDC facility, the DOST has laid the groundwork for strengthened science and technology investment to more industry-facing activities. The Department of Trade and Industry identified the Information and Communications Technology as one of its industry clusters. The DTI's role is crucial in creating a conducive and enabling environment for growth and in developing competitive and innovative small and medium enterprises that have access to market and finance. The EPDC under EPIIC aims to become a game changer that catalyzes productivity and global competitiveness of the local electronics industry. The EPDC will help further boost the country's efforts toward upgrading our electronics industry to become world-class companies producing world-class products. The DOST and DTI are committed to ensuring that the goals of EPIIC will succeed, to enhance the growth of the Philippine electronics industry and attract more talents and experts towards the country's economic and social development and its collective prosperity.
Welcome to everyone streaming the event. The EPDC, or the Electronics Product Development Center, is the country's first electronics design facility that provides prototype design and fabrication of printed circuit boards or PCB and assemblies, and electronic product testing for EMC and product safety. To formally open this event, let us all welcome our first speaker for today. He has been involved in various electronics and ICT projects in ASTI for many years. After graduating from the University of the Philippines with a degree in electrical engineering, he initially worked as a lecturer in the College of Engineering, teaching various subjects in the field. When ASTI was being formed, he was asked to form part of the initial group of engineers working in the institute. After shifting his career into research and development, he was initially involved in designing biomedical equipment, control systems, and AI software. After getting his master's degree in electrical engineering in 2001, he was appointed as the division chief for research and development of ASTI. He was the first project leader of the EPDC project, and he was responsible for the establishment and operationalization of the facility, which was finally inaugurated in July 2015. Please welcome Engineer Peter Antonio Banzon.
Hello everyone. On behalf of the DOST-ASTI, I'm very pleased to welcome you all this afternoon to the EPDC virtual webinar as part of our celebration of National Science and Technology Week 2020. The DOST-ASTI is one of 7 research and development institutes of the Department of Science and Technology, mandated to do long-term research in ICT and electronics. As you have just seen from the previous video, the Electronics Product Development Center is an initiative of the DOST to support our local electronics industry. This is one of the biggest industries in the Philippines that provides jobs to tens of thousands of Filipinos and contributes the lion's share of our exports. We strongly believe in the creativity of the Filipino and that technology and innovation is our way forward towards greater national competitiveness and economic recovery. This world-class ISO-certified facility is designed to provide previously unavailable, unique, and highly technical services that are critical to innovation, product development, and global competitiveness. It houses the largest anechoic chamber in the country for testing electromagnetic compatibility of your products and prototypes, as well as prototyping and testing equipment for your design ideas. We've worked hand in hand with our industry partners in IAPI from the very beginning of this project in conceptualizing, operating, and managing this facility, and we are happy to see that many of our local companies and entrepreneurs are availing themselves of these EPDC services. Once again, I welcome everyone to this event, and I hope you will learn more about what we offer, and we hope that your organization will take advantage of the services provided by the EPDC. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Engineer Banzon. For our second speaker, he will be introducing EIAPI, or the Electronics Industries Association of the Philippines Incorporated. To introduce him, he is the Chief Executive Officer of Quantum Insights and Analytics Incorporated. He is also the Vice President for Original Design Manufacturing for Ionics Incorporated, President of the Electronics Industry Association of the Philippines Incorporated, or IAPI, and is currently serving as Project Head of the Electronics Products Development Center, or EPDC, of the DOST. Mr. Earl also worked in Marvell Technologies Incorporated in Santa Clara, California, where he led semiconductor product development in Marvell's Power Management Group in the Wireless Communications Group. He has a BA from Occidental College, California, and a Master's of Business Administration degree from Babson College. He has completed the Owner and President Management, or OPM course at the Harvard Business School. Please welcome Mr. Earl Kua.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to congratulate the Department of Science and Technology for successfully hosting the National Science Technology Week. I'd like to thank DOST Secretary De La Peña for his leadership and Yusek Guevara for always providing support to the Electronics Product Development Center, or EPDC. Within DOST, we at EPDC would also like to extend our gratitude to Executive Director Paringit of DOST Pisherd and the ASTI team, namely Dr. Joel Marciano and Mr. Peter Banzon. The EPDC was created as a public technology resource to budding entrepreneurs, SMEs, and educational institutions to help conceptualize, design, and develop and test new electronic products. We are here to bring Filipino-designed electronic products to the production stage and making it ready for commercialization. The EPDC aims to be the bedrock of electronic IP development so that we can create new technologies for the age of the Internet of Things, which is one of the fundamental pillars of machine learning and artificial intelligence, hence preparing our economy for the global shift towards Industry 4.0. The shift to Industry 4.0 is an opportunity for Filipino tech community to leapfrog over the established technology players and find entry points and niches to solve our nation's biggest problems. One key takeaway from COVID-19 is that digital transformation has become essential to survival, and that technology will permeate through every walk of life and industry. With the partnership between DOST-ASTI and the Electronics Industry Association of the Philippines, or YAPI, we hope to bridge the gap between the government and private sector initiatives to get Filipino technology off the ground and to commercial success. Thank you very much. Maraming pong salamat.
Thank you very much, Mr. Earl Kua. Now let us proceed with the services and facilities of the EPDC and learn more about it. For our next speaker, for the EPDC services and facilities, to introduce him, with a background in BSEE at UP Diliman, an MS in Computer Information Sciences and MBA at the Wharton School, University of Pennsylvania, our speaker started his career in a magazine for people in the electronics field, the Electronics Technocraft magazine. Then, to Decision Systems designing mini computer systems, and next to Meralco's Computer Information Systems. In the mid-1980s, he designed a call center using an IVRS and an online computer system. He also developed an integrated PC and handheld computer system for meter reading used by electronic and water utilities, field inventory, and sales force and account management for a beer company. Later, he moved on to Fort Bonifacio Development Corporation and to Filipino Telephone as CIO, planning and designing a full fiber city and the first web applications for its telco system. He has also set up an embedded systems company in early 2000. In the industry, he was also an officer and president of the Philippine Computer Society and co-founder and officer of IAPI. Currently, he is the appointed operations manager of the EPDC. Please welcome Engineer Victor Gruet.
The Electronics Product Development Center is one of DOST's efforts to support the electronics industry. It is a project under the Advanced Science and Technology Institute, or ASTI, and co-implemented by the Electronics Industries Association of the Philippines, or IAPI. This shared services facility provides design, prototyping, and testing services and equipment for fabricating printed circuit board designs, prototype products, and produce test reports needed for selling electronic products for the local and global markets. The center houses hardware and software that are used by companies or organizations, big or small, local or foreign, including students doing projects or research. It is one of the best ways to prepare students and engineers for jobs and experience working in electronics projects and with the industry. In addition, EPDC is managed and staffed with professionals from the electronics industry. This experience, combined with state-of-the-art equipment and facilities, enables the center to transform your designs into reality.
This is Vic Gruet of the Electronic Products Development Center, the one-stop shop facility for designing, prototyping, and testing of electronic products. It is from DOST's technology-based inclusive growth program, the Smarter Philippine. It started in 2012 and we opened in 2016 to service the industry. EAPI ran the operation starting in 2018 and up to the present. EPDC caters to everyone in the industry, from academe and students and hobbyists and enthusiasts to engineers and large companies in the industry. We provide electronic product prototyping, which covers electronic circuit design, PCB prototyping, fabrication and assembly, and product enclosure prototyping using 3D CAD scanning and 3D printing. First among our services is electromagnetic compatibility test, or EMC test, for EMI and EMS emission and immunity testing. We cover most of the popular CISPR numbers from 11 to 32, covering consumer products, automotive products, including industrial and scientific equipment. And we also do RF radiated for the same equipment, including transient testing for product safety. So among the services, EPDC includes product safety testing, parametric testing for RF equipment, and trainings and seminars for the electronics field. Recently, we were accredited with the ISO 17025 2017 certification by A2LA to provide our EMS and EMC services. We also undertook IPC training for acceptability on electronics assemblies. And here you have the certificates. For PCB, we use Altium Designer 14, a well-known electronic circuit design software for PCB layout, circuit simulation, and Gerber file generation. We also provide PCB fabrication, including milling and drilling, through-hole plating, solder mask, and silk screen from your Gerber files that you'll send to us via email. And we also provide PCB assembly for the boards and the parts supplied to us, whether internally or externally sourced. So we can do both surface mount technology and through-hole technology. Again, we do this on a prototype quantity basis, so we're not doing it for production quantity services. PCB assembly, we provide services for both surface mount technology and through-hole technology. So overall, we do these electronic products prototyping activities using desktop equipment. On these slides, we show you some of the shots we have in the lab covering electronic products prototyping, PCB fabrication, and its many steps. So we can go all the way from PCB milling up to assembly. On enclosure prototyping, we provide 3D scanning, enclosure design simulation, and enclosure design using SolidWorks 3D CAD. For 3D printing, we're using a 3D Systems Project 1500, and these are samples from our 3D printer. For our EMC capabilities, we now have services for both emission and immunity. On emission, we can do conducted radiated RF and harmonics and flicker on the other side. For immunity, we can also do conducted and radiated for RF and all the others for ESD, such as ESD, EFT, surge, and magnetic fields. As we said earlier, these capabilities are now certified by A2LA for global acceptability. Our capabilities with respect to international standards cover the following: CISPR 11, 14, 15, 25, 32, 61,000, and 61,003-3. So basically this covers industrial, scientific, and medical equipment, household appliances, electrical lighting, vehicles, boats, internal combustion engines, information technology equipment, sound and TV broadcast receivers, and harmonics and flicker from power sources. So more detailed description of the EMC standards. So basically we cover 150 kilohertz to 30 megahertz and up to 18 gigahertz for RF radiated emission. More detailed information. So for immunity measurements, we have RF conducted immunity, from 150 kilohertz to 400 megahertz, and radiated immunity from 80 megahertz to 66 gigahertz. Basically, the immunity tests will show if your equipment can withstand, let's say, interference from a cell phone or a broadcast transmitter nearby. Because if you don't watch out, your equipment might hang or fail completely while in the presence of strong radio and magnetic fields. So these are the tests needed to protect your equipment and people if they're using the equipment in close proximity of transmitting equipment. More details for immunity measurement. Okay. So the immunity tests for radiated RF, and it also includes pulse magnetic field and also voltage dips and interrupts on the power line. We also do tests for immunity for automotive at the component level. So this means testing, let's say, radios or cameras for cars, or the dashboard, for example. So we can do tests on them before they're mounted on your cars. So here we have pictures of our EMC semi-anechoic chamber. So we can handle the largest equipment with our 3 to 10 meter capability. And it's the first 10-meter semi-anechoic chamber in the Philippines. So we have the 4th SAC among the ASEAN countries. So this is another shot of the EMC chamber with a 3-meter turntable. It can handle 1 ton. And this is a picture of the control room where we can handle long power cords with a guide rail, and another picture of the equipment inside the control room. This is the immunity testing room where you have electrostatic discharge equipment to test your electronic products, harmonics and flicker setup, and the surge and magnetic field immunity testing setup. For product safety, we comply with IAC 60950 tests for safety of IT and audiovisual equipment. So these are all the tests. There are about 43 of them. You can specify which ones to test, or we can test all of them for you depending on the type of equipment that you will send to us. So these are the types of equipment that we have: the high pot tester, leakage tester, LCR meter, power meter, insulation tester, data logger, and digital multimeter. So all of these, including mechanical tests for impact, burning temperature, jointed finger probes for holes, etc. So these are our temperature ovens from 50 to 300 degrees centigrade oven, and another one with a high-low temperature of -40 to 180 degrees centigrade with a humidity from 20% to 98% relative humidity settings. Aside from our EMC tests, we can also do parametric testing for electronic equipment, for basic electronics testing, high-speed testing, RF testing, and climatic measurement. So these are the equipment. So for example, you can test equipment for GSM, and you can have them tested here, and the results can be accepted by NTC. To round up your electronic prototype testing, we also have ROS checker for the basic 6 elements, and a thermal imaging camera so that you can check your prototype if all of the components are working properly and no component is overheating because of product design or failures. To provide better services to our customers, we have these services coming in for EPDC. We are expecting to receive our wet process PCB fab service equipment pretty soon. This will allow us to increase our PCB fabrication volume to 3 square meters a day, 150 micrometer widths, white silk screen, and copper-plated through holes. We will have industry-level PCB surface finish of INIG and immersion tin. We can handle bigger panel size up to 300 by 400 millimeters and multi-layer capability. The rinse water will be recirculated, so we will not be polluting the environment from any of our effluents. That's all for now. So we hope to see you and your products coming into EPDC for prototyping or testing. See us at our website, or you may send in your inquiries through our email address below. Thank you and see you soon.
Good day to everyone. I am Engineer R.D. Cristobal, Technical Program Manager of Mark Energy Revolution Corporation. I am here today to share with you our experiences and success with the help of the Electronic Product Development Center, commonly known as EPDC. Our company, Merck, which started 5 years ago, has been introduced to EPDC services and support. And this gave us a big turnaround because of the active engagement and collaboration between Merck and EPDC. EPDC has supported us on most of our product testing, such as the EMC test and other agency compliance testing, which we typically perform overseas. EPDC also helped us to connect with their partner agencies in support to fulfill the need of Merck on some other areas of our testing that EPDC is still enabling. This kind of engagement with EPDC helped us to reduce our operating costs for the testing needs of Merck, since we do all our compliance and third-party testing in the Philippines. I am very thankful and will be taking this opportunity to say thank you to the EPDC team for all the testing support and services they provided to Mark Energy Revolution Corporation. I believe that this is just the start and will still have more interesting engagement in the days to come.
Hello, I'm Jake Balyares of Ionics EMS, one of the most experienced electronics manufacturing services company here in the Philippines. We are grateful for the Electronic Product Development Center for providing local services in terms of pre-scan and partial product certification testing activities. With this, we don't have to go outside the Philippines anymore to conduct this test. And we are grateful with the Philippine government for supporting the product development industry in the Philippines. We also hope that in the future, the EPDC would be able to complete its full suite of equipment, so that finally the Philippines will be able to complete product certification and have our own Philippine mark. So thank you.
PhilMech is a premier agency who is in charge for the mechanization of agriculture, and our team is part of the team who's doing instrumentation for agriculture. And since new PhilMech with instrumentation, we started with a project. It's a Brinky moisture meter, and at that time, ginagawa namin services since ang laboratory namin is not equipped with the tools and the machineries to go with the electronic parts. So we avail of their services sa paggawa ng mga PCB. So because that's the basic part ng aming electronics, medyo during that time, nangangapagod kami kasi paulit-ulit. Alam mo yan kasi since bago din kami, and then we came to know with EPDC. Ang gist is we are thankful kasi with EPDC, hindi lang they're not just providing services per se kung ano hiningi namin, but they are really a very good provider din ng advice. They have improved the ones that we want para sa ikagaganda lalo ng aming technology. We started with this 2-piece PCB. Ito kasi yung alam namin because yun nga, hindi equipped yun sa aming laboratory. So, bali single lang kami. Single-sided na PCB lang ginagawa namin. But with EPDC, nagawa namin siya nag-improve. Actually, naging isa na lang siya, like this one. Naging ganito na lang. So, they recommended this one with some consultation from us. So, we came to this, di ba parang ang linis-linis na niyang gamitin. Mas na-improve yung technology like this one. So, naging ito na yung final. So, they are a big part. EPDC is a big part of this improvement na nagpapasalamat kami sa kanila. And I hope we can always tap them sa mga susunod pa projects. So, more power, EPDC!
I'm Dr. Anthony James C. Bautista from University of Santo Tomas, and I am very happy to say that I am a satisfied client of EPDC, or Electronic Product Development Center of DOST. The most crucial part of the robotractor is the robotractor brain. And I am very happy and proud to say that EPDC is the one who printed our printed circuit board. And we are very satisfied with high quality raw materials that they used to produce the PCB. Ito na yung robotractor GPS guided hand tractor. Na-install na namin yung platform, yung GPS, and yung compass. Tractors na ginagamit ng mga farmers natin ay napakahirap gamitin dahil sa sobrang bigat niya, expose yung mga farmers natin sa vibration at lalong-lalo na pag maputik or basa yung bukid. Makakatulong ito sa farmer natin para i-guide autonomously or GPS na ang mag-guide sa tractor. In behalf of the RoboTractor team, I want to extend my gratitude to EPDC, and I hope you continue to do high quality, best service to your customers.
Thank you very much, Engineer Victor Gruet, and to the testimonials from some of our EPDC customers. Alright, we hope you got a lot from learning EPDC services and facilities. Thank you to our speakers, and that wraps up our very short but informative program for today. We'd like to thank everyone who engaged with us today, watched this live stream on Facebook and YouTube. For any questions you may want to ask about this project, please message us through the DOST-ASTI Facebook page or through our communications unit, and anyone from the team will try to answer them. That ends the EPDC webinar. On behalf of the EPDC team and the entire Department of Science and Technology Advanced Science and Technology Institute, thank you very much for being with us this afternoon. We'll catch you again for more webinars this week as we celebrate the National Science and Technology Week. This has been Nicole Chavez, your moderator for today's event. Stay safe and healthy and have a great week ahead.